The Ascent got a 14-minute deep dive video. There are some really cool Microsoft Flight Simulator accessories, and we are getting closer to being able to try Halo Infinite. So yesterday, Xbox put out a 14-minute deep dive video into the Ascent. As we know, the Ascent is an Xbox Game Pass day and date game coming out on July 29th. It is an indie game, and I would say it's probably one of the most anticipated indie games coming out onto the service this year. It looks absolutely awesome. Now, in this deep dive video, they went over everything from the world building to the environment they tried to create to the combat to the enemies and all that type of stuff. So firstly, it looks really awesome. I mean, you look at some of these character models that they're going for, it's in like a cyberpunk futuristic place where they can really be super creative on what they're doing with their enemies, with the characters, and just the NPCs within the world. Then they go over the combat and how they built combat around a cover system that allows you to duck behind stuff, but you really need to utilize it depending on the enemies that you are fighting against and depending on where your gun is going to be able to reach when you're looking over cover, or if there are melee enemies running at you, how you're going to have to traverse around the cover to make sure that you stay alive and are able to progress and take on all the different styles of enemies. What else is really cool is that every time you go back to an area, it looks like it's going to be procedural generated in terms of the types of enemies that show up, whether that is more range versus melee style of enemies, whether it's like an ambush, or maybe even just the amount of enemies you're going to have to take on. They also talked about the AI, and the AI in this game seems to be really smart, and I think that's very important, and especially with a game like this. I remember when Outriders came out, one of the things that impressed me the most with that game was just how smart the AI was, where they would ambush you, they wouldn't stay static, they would always be moving around, they'd use different things. And from what we are seeing in this deep dive video, it seems like the enemies are going to be very similar, and you're going to have to really be strategic in how you fight each section of the game, and you're not just going to have to stand there and just gun down everybody. You're going to have to move, you're going to have to use grenades and all that stuff that makes these types of games really fun. What else has me really excited is they talk a lot about the world interactions and how they wanted to create a world that seemed alive. So when you're just walking around, you're not engaged in combat, there will be NPCs out there just doing a bunch of stuff, and you're going to actually be able to do things that make them interact. Like if you are to shoot your gun in the air, if a bunch of people are just out there hanging out, they're obviously going to run because they're scared. You obviously can attack the civilians if you want, but they all are going to be interacting, making the world feel alive, making it believable, and making it a place that you think actually exists. Now, Neon Giant is the team behind this game. It's only 12 people, but they do also mention that they brought in a lot of like composers and writers and everything to help this game out. But all in all, their main team is 12 people. And from what we're seeing from this deep dive video and what we've seen previously on this game, it looks like it is going to be a pretty amazing game, a game that I'm absolutely excited for, and I cannot wait to play. So it's coming out on Game Pass day 1, July 29th. So if you are interested in it, make sure to go check it out. Now, another big game that is coming on to console very soon on July 27th is Microsoft's Flight Simulator. Now, with a game like Flight Simulator, obviously it really tends to appeal to those big flight enthusiasts that really want to kind of learn how to fly a plane, or just love flying and want to actually feel like they are really controlling a plane going everywhere around the world with not actually being in the air. And the simulation part of it is what makes it very realistic, and there are a lot of interesting controls and accessories that you're actually going to be able to buy to play this game that will give you like actual flight controls inside of your home. So the first one here is the Turtle Beach Velocity one, and as you can see, there's a bunch of stuff here. I have absolutely no idea about any of flight controls or any of that kind of stuff, so maybe this is something that if I ever got interested in learning how you could fly a plane and everything that's involved, be interesting using one of these controllers. But this is a controller that has 180-degree yoke handle with built-in rudder controls. It also has a modular throttle quadrant with integrated trim wheel and a custom lever. Now, these are really expensive. This one is going to be $350 US, but you just connect it via USB And I guess they say the process to set it up and everything is really quick and easy, and it's compatible with all devices, and this will be available in fall 2021. Now, the next one I talk about here is the Honeycomb Alpha Flight Controls XPC. And again, this one has a bunch of stuff that you're going to be able to use, like the 180-degree yoke rotation, a switch panel with multiple options, master, alternator, avionics, and light switches, as well as a spring-loaded 5-position ignition switch. And the left side here, which I'm guessing is this stuff here, is going to have 30 programmable buttons and switches for fully customizable flight experience. Now, this is going to be available in 2022, and there's no price right now that they have here. Next, we have the Thrustmaster T-Flight, the full kit X, and this is going to have the joystick, detachable throttle, and rudder pedals with side rails, 14 action buttons, and 5 axes will be on the joystick. And it's going to have smart technology, which they say here their smart technology is the sliding motion advanced rail tracks technology powered throttle. So yeah, I don't know what any of this stuff means, but this one here is a little bit cheaper for $200 and it will be available on July 27th. So this one you can jump right into when Flight Simulator releases on your Xbox Series X or S, and you're going to be able to get these controls and I guess feel like you're actually flying a plane. And then finally, the Razer turret here, which is just a keyboard and mouse. So I don't think there's anything special about that, but it looks like there's going to be a lot of cool accessories coming out for Flight Simulator. And overall, I would just love to see maybe a video or something of somebody actually using these controls and playing the game and how it all actually works. I have no idea, but let me know in the comments below if you're a flight enthusiast, if this is the stuff that you want to try out when Flight Simulator drops. Finally, the Halo Infinite private beta seems to be coming soon. We know that the flighting for Halo Infinite should be starting up in the next month or so, I would assume, because the game is coming out this fall and they're going to want to be able to have enough time to make changes to the feedback that they get from the Halo Infinite beta. Now, what makes people think that it is coming soon is because Dealer and Colt Eastwood both put out these tweets saying that they got an email today and they say they look like they will be playing Halo Infinite soon. And Colt Eastwood says, Xbox invited and secured me into the Halo Infinite flighting program. I can't wait to post footage and screenshots of one of this year's biggest games. And then John Usick, the community manager at Halo, came out and kind of clarified everything about this, saying that they both hadn't actually received an invite to the beta or to the technical preview for Halo Infinite, but that this month's Inside Infinite, which is like their monthly newsletter where they give us an update on Halo, will be about the flighting, and that invites to Halo Infinite technical preview have not been sent out yet. Again, you will know when and what is happening beforehand. So basically what he is saying, because if you go Twitter thread here, they actually go over what happened there, and that they're just telling people to go ahead and sign up with the Halo Insider program right now, so that you don't have to rush to do that once they've announced when the beta is coming out. I know I've been in the flighting program for a very long time, so I really hope that I get in to play the Halo Infinite beta, because it's the game that obviously I'm looking forward to the most this year. It's the game that is on the top of my list when it comes out. I'll be playing so much of. Anyways, guys, that's it for me. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments below. What do you think about the Ascent? Are you excited to play it? Are you going to pick up any of those Microsoft Flight Simulator accessories? And will you be signing up for the Halo Infinite beta? If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that thumbs up button. If you're new here and you liked what you see throughout this video, I'd really appreciate you hitting that subscribe button to help this channel grow and help grow this community so we can have great conversations in the comments below. Thank you again for watching. Thank you for your support, and I'll catch you in the next video.
Bye.